Doug Parkinson, how come your voice just keeps getting better with age?
How am I supposed to answer that? Firstly, thank you for the compliment. I think, look, because of the age I am now, of course, experience comes with that. I think it's just mainly I'm making better choices. I do work at it. I try, and I've got my own sort of set of standards, my own bar to leap over, as you will, and I try to do that. And I should do more. I should actually be up in my studio more often, if time permitted. I should be up there spending more time doing, working on it. But it's in the heat of the moment when you're working live in front of an audience, which is where most artists like to work, where the excitement and the rush and the thrill of it all. That's when you can pull out different things that you wouldn't normally be doing if you were calm and collected. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does indeed. I can relate to that. But are you actually talking about up in your studio doing things like vocal exercises?
Yes. I don't do enough, and I should do more. In fact, I made it a New Year's resolution, and so far I've let myself down.
I read that you actually began that stellar career of yours having been thrown in at the musical deep end. What happened?
Well, I joined a band. I had a little garage band, and we were chugging along quite nicely, and we'd scored a little residency in a pub a couple of nights a week. But there was a band up the road called The Questions, which didn't have a singer, and I wanted to join them. They were the best musicians I'd ever heard. They were working 5 nights a week, and I thought, how am I going to get this job? Anyway, I went for an audition. I went for a talent quest. Came second to this beautiful-looking Chinese girl with a very, very short skirt and long boots. And she's saying these boots are made for walking. It was the prize was awarded by audience applause, and the joint was full of blokes. I came second, she won, but I was asked to join the band as a result of that, and so my strategy worked. And I had to learn to play bass. In 6 weeks, I was a rhythm guitarist, singer. I had to learn bass in 6 weeks and sing, which was a tough assignment. So that was hard, and we had to learn 5 or 6 new songs a week to keep the repertoire fresh. So that's what I mean. I really had to, what I'd done in the deep end, I really had to work at that. But that was great. I was young, I was fit, I was excitable, and I was, I had my big dreams to dream, and it was just all so exciting.
But was that your dream when you were young? I read also that you were painfully shy as a teenager, and you used to sing into a pillow to muffle your voice.
I did. When I was at home, living at home, I shared a bedroom with my beautiful late brother, and I didn't want anyone to hear, Mum or Dad, to hear me singing, so I used to sing into a pillow. I was so shy, but I'm still quite shy. I'm private. Susie, my wife, and I are very private people. We're very careful. I've always avoided all that sort of intrusion.
Was singing and music your first love? I believe that you had actually gone into a bit of an internship in journalism as a cadet. Had you wanted to be a musician ahead of that and kind of fallen into the journalism, or did you start the journalism and then decide that music's really where you want to be?
Yes, the latter. I finished school and did a number of menial jobs to earn some money because my family was not a wealthy family. But then Mum organised an interview with me, and I got a job as a copy boy with the Woman's Weekly, which led to sitting to an exam, and I became a cadet reporter on the Daily Telegraph. But while all that was going on, I'd formed a little band, and all that desire had which was sort of lurking in the background, came to the fore, and I started going around to different dances, begging people to let me sing and all that kind of stuff. And one thing led to another, but it wasn't my primary motivation. I wanted to be a good writer, and that's why in the newspaper I did 3 out of my 4 years there before I had to resign. I had to make a decision, but much to my parents' horror, of course,
I can imagine.
But, yeah. But they came on board later on, and they understood sort of thing. And but the newspaper was a great learning curve. I learned to drink and fight in those rough old days. It was a pretty amazing education. I made a lot of great friends there, but the music took over bit by bit by bit by bit, and I couldn't resist in the end.
You were clever enough to turn yourself inside out, made your acting debut on television on a show called The Young Doctors, some people may remember. You turned towards musical theatre and stage productions. You were in the rock opera Tommy, in Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, in Ned Kelly, and then producing your own shows. So you've been very entrepreneurial in extending yourself in different directions, haven't you?
Yeah, I think so. But once again, that's due to necessity. I mean, I was a pop star in the late 60s, had a couple of hit records, but then a series of things happened where basically my turn had come and gone, and it was time for new blood. And this always happens in contemporary music business. And that's great because that's how we get new blood, and I like that. But I couldn't get arrested. So I had to make a decision, and I auditioned for a part in a musical and got the part. And from then on, for the next 10 years, I was in my early awkward 20s. That sustained me for the next 10 or so years. And I was very lucky. I went from show to show to show to show. You join all the dots, and here I am. As I say, here I am today, 71 years of age, and running my own show. And every year I try to think of another good reason why people should come and see me. And on this occasion, once again, luck. 50 years I've been doing this thing. Oh, God, I don't know where the time has gone.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's scary, isn't it?
You just came out of a tribute to Joe Cocker show not so long ago, and I read somewhere that you say that you see many parallels between your life and Cocker's. What are some of those parallels?
Well, there were several. I mean, we both had hits with Beatles songs. I think the main one was that we're both interpreters of other people's songs, Beatles songs together. We were both born in steel towns. I was born in Newcastle, New South Wales. He was born in Sheffield, of course. And we both did really stupid things as young men, but they couldn't deport me because I was born here. There are a lot of things. We both always played with great musicians, had great bands, survived different decades and shifts and changes in musical taste. So we were both survivors in a way, and I kind of think I understand the man from a performer's point of view.
What are we going to see this time around from you?
Well, this is kind of like a retrospective, really. I mean, I know there's been a lot of people my age are doing the 50 thing because it does seem to be some sort of milestone, but a lot of black music, which I loved, which set me on my course way back in the beginning. People like Ray Charles and Marvin Gaye and people like that. A lot of my hits, I can't do all of them. There's no time. And it happens to be the 50th anniversary of the Beatles' White Album, so I do pay a respect to that as well.
Doug, are you still working on that book?
Yes, I'm ashamed to say. I don't know whether I'll ever get it done. I'll probably have to tell my sons where to find it after I go.
How far into it are you?
Well, I'm 90,000 words. I'm quite a way into it. But once again, finding the time is the hard thing. When I do get time off, I love being quiet and calm and peaceful and not working as much as I can.
Thank you so much for your time today, Doug Parkinson. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you.
Well, me too. Thank you very much. Take care, Sandy.